Hi, and welcome to Tales from a Bored Quarantine Person. I don't know, we'll work on that. Anyway, today I'm going to tell the story of how I missed the greatest play in Alabama football history. So, quick background, my brother and I came to Alabama in 1994, and that's how we became Alabama fans, moved specifically to Tuscaloosa. But somewhere along the way, when watching sports, I developed this whole I can't watch habit. I remember two very distinct times. One was actually a basketball story, May 26, 2002. I'm rooting for the Sacramento Kings. They're playing the Lakers. Sacramento's up by two. Lakers have the ball. Vlade Divac trying to tip the ball out, tips it back out. Instead, Robert Horry grabs it, who you would think an Alabama guy would do me right. Now, hits a three. Lakers win. Lakers end up going win the series, and the Kings are never really relevant again. The second time was actually 2009. It was an Alabama story. Tennessee is about to kick a game-winning field goal against Alabama. I'm watching with friends. I can no longer watch. I walk outside until I hear them all start screaming yes, and I walk in and I have to watch replays of Cody blocking the kick. So that gets you the catch up. So now, of course, we go on to the national championship game, Alabama versus Georgia. And the first half, of course, is just awful. And I always feel like you have to put a disclaimer here because people, whenever you start talking about stuff like this, they want to make it into a Jalen Hurts thing. Now, look, love Jalen, have nothing but respect for him. The first half was bad, and that's really all I can say about it. You can say one thing without making it a personal statement. Anyway, Tua comes in the second half. We still managed to go three and out, so it's still not, things haven't improved, but Georgia goes three and out. We score, they score. Somehow in all of this, we make it to overtime. And I know what you want to say is, yes, we did have a field goal at the end of the game to possibly win, and we missed. Fun fact, the last time Alabama made a game-winning field goal in a game was 2002. Second fun fact, I don't know if that's true or not, but most of you agreed with me and aren't even bothering to look it up. Anyway, we make it into overtime. Georgia, of course, hits their field goal. And fun fact, it might actually be true. The last field goal missed against Alabama was 2001, Iowa State. And they actually made the field goal, but because of the controversial angle, the officials felt sorry for us and just let them have the miss. But otherwise, people tend to do very well kicking field goals against Alabama. Anyway, we come up and, it's first and 10 from the 25. I get super nervous. I know we're not going to score on the first play because that's just not Alabama football. I decided to take the trash out. Yes, don't ask me why. It was just my nervous get out of the house thing. Call up my brother after I've dropped off the trash. We're sitting on the phone, and I don't know if he remembers this, but hopefully after watching these videos, he says to me, and I quote, "Oh God." I said, "What?" He said, "The worst thing that could have happened has happened." Now, in a football sense, I know he's not saying this. Somebody didn't just get hurt. We're not talking about a life-threatening thing. So I know he means a football thing. So Raj, the very worst thing that could have happened in that play would be a fumble or an interception. So shame on you for scaring the crap out of me. So I'm like, what happened? Oh, he took a sack. I'm like, great. That's not good. So all I know now is it's second and a mile. And so I'm still walking in. I get about to where the walkway is, about 15, 20 feet away. First thing I hear is screaming from the apartment complex a couple, places away. My brother, I guess because he's in Dallas, whatever, he's on a little bit of delay, so I don't hear it. So I don't exactly know who's screaming yet. And then next thing I know, my brother jumps up. Oh, oh! I sprint into the house, pull my hamstring because I'm just old and out of shape. And all I can see is everybody on TV celebrating and going crazy. And I'm like, what just happened? And there's my wife. Oh, you just missed it. He threw a long one and the other guy caught it and they scored. Thank you for that recap. Still have no clue exactly what's happened. So to recreate that moment, I stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning watching every single replay you can imagine. I watched the regular ESPN one. I watched Eli Gold's recap on the radio. I watched the broadcast where he had the all 22. I watched where the coaches were in there, and Gundy from Oklahoma State sat there just like this. You'd have thought somebody had died. I had no idea what was going on. I watched it in Spanish. I watched it in Russian. I mean, it was just over and over, one play. Did not watch a single play from the rest of the game, but I watched that thing until 2 o'clock in the morning. So the moral of the story is, will I do it again? Probably, because I'm a superstitious and cowardly person at times when it comes to watching sports. But for one night, I wish I had stayed put. And that is how I missed the greatest play in Alabama football history.